I appreciate you coming on, putting the kids to bed, getting right to it, talking about some
Yeah,
trading.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, man, I mean, getting right into it, I guess. You just tell me about your journey, I guess, as a whole in your trading, when you started, what concepts you began with, and kind of where you are now, as well as just when I know you joined maybe what, four-ish, five-ish months ago, RTO, I think.
Yeah, about five.
Um,
Yeah,
so just give me like a rundown and kind of when you came across probably ICT stuff and then
yeah,
where you are now and how you're finding these payouts.
yeah. So basically, I started learning about like any market in particular.
Yeah.
Like back in 2017 when I was in uni, I was studying and I was in Sydney, Australia, and one of my friends who is in this group, he's still learning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he told me about um an ICO
Yeah.
in the Australian market. And we were just students, we didn't have
Yeah.
much money. So it was like, this thing is going to go up and, let's try, let's
Right.
try to
Yeah.
invest in it. And
Yeah.
so we did that. Unfortunately, something happened to the factory of that company and it went boom.
Yeah.
So after that, we went into crypto and, the crypto, you know, it's insane. We made
Craziness.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we got in really hard in 2020 after Corona,
Yeah.
and we made a lot of money. We lost a lot of money,
Yeah.
and that moment when I lost, so I started like with like maybe 15K.
Yeah.
I made it all the way up to around like 80K in 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and then the first collapse from 64,000 to 15K happened.
Jeez. Brutal.
And when that hit me, I was like, okay, I don't want to follow anyone.
Yeah.
I want to know my own thing.
Right.
So I started exploring like technical analysis in general. I went into classic and like into so many different schools until I
Yeah.
landed to a school called Elliott Waves. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I've heard of it. Yeah. I've never used it, but
Yeah.
I've definitely heard it on the internet many,
So
many
so yeah,
times.
Elliott Waves it's a really good um, school,
Yeah.
but it doesn't help you with trading as much as it helps you in predicting the market like years ahead. So
Yeah.
it's good for investment, not good for day
Okay.
trading.
Okay.
So I started day trading with it and I couldn't find consistency at all. Like,
Yeah.
okay, because in Elliott Waves, you can have like three different possibilities at the same time. And the confirmations usually come where your stop loss would be very wide
Yeah.
or like doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
in risk wise. So I was like, okay, this is not happening. This is not working for day trading. And then
Right.
I went into volume profiles, and then I went into
Mhm.
all these,
Yeah.
different schools, jumping from one strategy
Everything.
to another. Yeah,
Yeah.
until look, by 2022, I've heard about ICT,
Yeah.
but back then I was mostly trading crypto.
Yep.
And I watched a couple of videos, and I had this convention that ICD didn't work in crypto, and I still
Yeah.
think that, by the way,
Yeah.
even after like crypto is insane, nothing
Yeah.
works there. So
Right.
I still think ICT doesn't work in crypto.
Yeah.
That's my
Right.
opinion. I don't know about you, but yeah. And
Yeah.
then one of my friends started talking to me about like CFDs and future markets,
Hmm.
and then I went into that. And I started losing a lot of money again.
Yeah.
I was hitting walls back in
Right.
there. Yeah. And I didn't get back to exploring ICT again until late of 2024.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when I like really committed to it. I
Yeah.
watched so many people online.
Yeah.
Some you might know, so many might heard of,
Yep.
but mainly I watched ICT
Yeah.
himself. And his course is very complicated, like it's
Hmm.
so long, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't really have that
Endless.
much time.
It's
Yeah.
endless. Yeah.
So I started like watching these videos from all the other guys, like who's, summarizing all these ideas.
Yeah.
And I came across a couple of good channels until I landed into yours.
Cool.
So what I liked about your videos is that they're
Hmm.
short, they're
Right.
straightforward, and like they go straight to the point.
Hmm.
So after 1 month, I think I made a tweet. I mentioned to you that your channel is underrated
Oh
because
yeah.
like when I started noticing like the views, I was like, how is this guy having this much level
Right.
of views,
Right.
And then I joined the group. And back then I was okay. I was trading prop firms, but I wasn't consistent at all. Like I
Yeah.
would make a payout, like, and then go like on an endless, you know,
Yeah.
slump. But until like I got into your channel, I think what helped me the most is watching you trade, how
Yeah.
patient you are,
Hmm.
how like the first week I think I didn't see you take a single trade like in your life, yeah.
Figures
And I was
figures
like,
that's your first week.
yeah, and I was like asking my friend, like, how does he go like that? Like,
Yeah.
not taking a single trade for a
Right.
week,
Right.
uh, like, and then I started thinking about it and like watching your videos in the channel and all that, and talking to the people. Actually, shout out to everyone in the channel. Like,
Yeah.
everyone is so supportive. Everyone
Yeah.
is, you know,
Right. It's
helping each
great.
other. Yeah, I like the environment, and
Yeah.
when you have a group like this, I think we keep each other accountable somehow.
Right.
Like when I see someone's doing well, like it
Hmm.
encourages you to do well yourself.
Right.
But for me to be like, I'm not 100% consistent. Like
Yeah. And the good thing
sometimes,
is you don't have to be 100% consistent. That's like the main thing that for me and all these traders that were struggling and then start to get a little more consistent payouts, it's like, hey man, you don't have to have a 100% win rate. You don't have to expect to pay out every single week. It's really
exactly.
just about, as you've heard me probably rant on a million times too many now in the lives, but proper performance and just filtering out the majority of those quote unquote setups that are really low probability setups, just like letting those pass by and
Yep.
putting all of our focus on the high quality, crystal clear setups, right? And I mean, thank you for that rundown. And what I want to ask you, which is kind of I used to think like, oh, I wish that I didn't go through stochastics, volume profile, Bollinger
Yeah.
Bands, classic support and resistance. I used to say that and think that just to be like, oh, I wish everyone wants it now. I want it now. You want to be profitable right away. But it's funny that now in my own trading and a lot of the reviews and live streams that we do, I'm really attacking a lot of those concepts I initially learned. And it
Yeah.
makes like I can understand the what I now deem the incorrect perspective on the market the majority of days. And then again, miss a lot of poor setups, attack those concepts and frame trades around it. So, I mean, I guess what I also wanted to mention is like from a psychological perspective, dealing with all those walls that you said you ran into,
Yeah.
there naturally has to be, I know there was for me, sure as hell, self-doubt, wondering if trading is for you, wondering if trading is a scam,
Exactly. We had all the thoughts. I mean,
right.
yeah, I've had those thoughts, and I
Mhm.
quit trading for some time, actually.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
yeah, so many times actually, not once, but and I
Right,
think everyone has been through that, to be
right.
honest. Yeah, it's part of the journey, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Until you find like, you know, yourself,
right.
and I mean it. You find yourself. You don't find your model. You find
Yes,
yourself,
yes.
because I think trading is 70% psychological, 30%
Yep.
skill, maybe even less.
Right. I agree with
Yeah,
you. I agree with you. And, it's funny how trading brings out all of your bad habits, all of your, you know, quick actions on temptations and urges. And you're like, oh, wait, I'm building a bunch of bad habits in other areas of my life. Once you start to
yeah,
do that in trading, you like, it goes hand in hand in tandem. Like, oh, maybe I should be more disciplined in the charts, or maybe I should be more disciplined in the gym, or maybe I shouldn't scroll on my phone for however long, and it's super interesting trading in general for that fact, but you really have to really just not self-sabotage is what I try to get at in my own trading that helped me. But the majority of people I talk to, it comes down to, of course, technically you need to be able to identify a poor setup versus a higher quality setup. But once you have
Yep.
that understanding, it's really just a waiting game. So would you say like when you were running into those walls and weren't getting those consistent payouts, what is the biggest or the few biggest things that was really night and day that led you to not only getting payouts, but to be more comfortable trading, more confident, and to find your groove, really?
Um, so lately my work has been really intense, like my
Yeah.
day job, and actually that helped me a lot in my trading because
Okay.
it gave me less time to trade.
Right.
It kept me very patient. So
Hmm.
before I was chasing all these, all these prop firms like they give you, oh, you can get payout in 3 days, or you
Right.
can get a payout in 5 days. So
Yes.
they, they do that for a purpose,
Yep.
like
That's the
because they want
trap.
to. Yeah, that's the trap.
Yeah.
And and then I realized like I don't have to get a payout every week. I don't have to
Yep.
get a payout every 3 days, even though it's possible, but doesn't mean you have to.
Right.
So I started like taking it very slow.
Yeah.
So right now, because of my job, I'm trading only London mostly.
Okay.
Um, so in London, the market moves like slower,
Hmm.
even like it keeps you even more patient
Yeah.
because it like the ticks are slower, like the volume is lower. So I've been taking it really, really slow, like $100 a day. That's good for me.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, like I need to get more than that to get a payout,
Hmm.
but patience.
Right.
Patience is the name of the game, and as you said so many times, it's you versus you.
Yep.
Uh,
100%.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
and like if I could give anyone one advice,
Hmm.
if you're not in the mood, don't trade. Like
Right.
if you have your daily life problems, don't trade. If you're
Yes.
pressured at work, don't trade. If you have anything outside of your like trading game, don't trade.
Right. Right. And I appreciate you saying that because that's the truest thing. And even like I was gonna ask you about actually work-life balance because you've been mentioning in our DMs that work's been swamped and busy.
Yeah,
And I think a lot of people think, and maybe it's person to person, like, oh, I'm stressed with work. I wish I had more time to trade. But then, like you mentioned, it's funny how once you know, of course, your model and how you want to engage with price and trades you want to take and trades you don't want to take, it's funny how, for the most part, less screen time leads to more clarity. And
exactly.
add on top of that, like you, whether you're super stressed at work or you're just, you have something going on with a family, whatever it is, like if you come into the charts when you have time and you have clarity mentally, trading is so much more simple than it is by coming into the market with a framework that I think most beginners do. And I had to get over this phase and it was very difficult trying to like find your trade. Like, I need to find a trade today. I need to trade right now. Like, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. And all of those, thoughts naturally just lead to decision fatigue. And really, when the actual clear setup comes, because we've made so many mental decisions internally.
Man, I can't tell you how many times like
Yeah.
I've taken a stupid trade and right after I like hit my
Right.
stop loss, like I get a
Right.
perfect trade.
Right.
So
Right.
like you've said it so many times in your streams,
Yeah.
like you take this really bad trade,
Yeah.
rushing into it, like waiting
Yeah.
for a closure or taking it before like it closes or anything,
Yeah.
you know? And then right after that, the next very micro, you get a
Right.
you get a
Right.
perfect setup.
Right. And even like when I'm doing those live streams, like every day I come in, I'm like, please, market, give me a 950 macro trade so everyone's happy and it's textbook and we don't have to sit here. But honestly, on the days where we sit through like a boring 950 macro and then there's a setup at 1050, or maybe there's not like a textbook setup till 1250 or 150 macro,
Yeah.
like it's in that moment when I'm on stream and people are probably bored a little bit and we're like, come on, market, stop moving like a barcode, whatever. It's almost after the fact when that good setup actually presents itself and plays out. That is the classic, the most clear example of what I try to get at with again myself and the group in general. Like
yeah,
if you can wait through those moments where it's slow, it's not clear, even if it's volatile. Like there's been times where the market's super volatile, but I'm not just going to chase because I don't have a clear picture or my model isn't there, right? And
yeah,
then that patience leads us to thrive in those moments when the macro is literally begging for you to take that long or begging for you to take that short. And you're like, oh, this is super simple. I'm going to enter here after this close. I'm going to take a partial here, and my last terminus is here. And that's literally it, you
yeah,
know? And I guess also kind of transitioning into performance a little bit, and then we'll talk about technicals. Do
yeah,
you have a strict max trade per day rule? You know, I talk about this all the time.
yeah.
What are kind of your rules around your trading system?
So basically, for me, two stop losses, and
Yep.
I'm done.
Same.
One win, one stop loss, and I'm done.
Yep.
Two wins, I'm done.
Yep.
That's it.
Cool. And super,
Yeah,
again, super simple. You want not only your technical rules to be simple, but you want your
yeah,
system performance rules to be simple. And again, like that's when trading, of course, sometimes it's boring, but that's when it's super simple because you know, okay, yeah, if I take two losses today, it sucks, but that's it. You're not playing the mental game, second guessing yourself, negotiating with yourself. And then also
exactly.
like the technical checklist, if you will, you know, if that's not there, you just have to wait, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like, it's super straightforward. It's super simple. Um, and on top of that, I guess, I know you mentioned you trade macro PO3 for the most part. What's kind of your go-to setup, your favorite setup, maybe your favorite PD array? Just give me some more insight on the technical aspect. If you have one, but if you have multiple, I'd love to hear that
Yeah.
too.
So basically, I look for PO3s, macro PO3s.
Yeah.
But usually I utilize a lot of the first presentation pair value gaps.
Yes.
And my favorite PD arrays is actually NWOG and Dogs. Like
Yeah.
these are insane if you
Insane.
use like literally if you use quadrants,
Right.
it's insane.
Right.
Like the other day, um, like we had I think last week we
Yep.
had a drop down to the tick to the like 50% of the new day opening gap,
Yeah.
and then like we had a macro power of the right after it. So
Right.
like I have more confidence taking those trades when we get to new day opening gap or new week opening gap
Yeah.
more than like let's say previous weekly low or previous weekly
Right.
high. Like I
Right.
have more confidence in those, to be honest.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, just because like you can see the price like really respect them to the tick.
Right.
So yeah,
Right. And the thing, sorry to interrupt you, but the thing that I find so interesting and so useful with them is that they're not only used as levels in price to frame a trade off of. So, the example you said, we're in a macro or right before macro, price drops down to 50% of a new week opening gap. Then you get your macro power three inversion, your macro
yeah,
power three long. That's like the
yeah,
textbook, if you will. But using them also as such a strong draw on liquidity, and it's not only new week opening gaps, like you
or a
mentioned, it's
roadblock as you mentioned so
right
many times.
as
Yeah,
a roadblock as well. And
yeah,
even I think it was yesterday actually. I don't know if you were in the stream or saw just price in general, but we had an
yeah,
old new day opening gap, so it's not even the same day new day opening gap.
yeah,
And whenever you see, and you know this of course, but when you see that prominent new day opening gap, that's kind of like, as I often say, a measuring stick for bias. And just to run through yesterday off the top of my head as well, 9:30 opens. You leave a bunch of equal lows, London low, midnight open, internal equal lows. You see that
yeah,
manipulation above that prominent new day opening gap. Literally, all you have to do is, I mean, ideally you catch it towards the top, but if you don't need
yeah,
to stress about catching that top. You can wait for that close below as a roadblock. And especially when it's prominent, it's
yeah.
so crystal clear on it's just going to bleed lower. Right. And
Exactly.
they're so useful. And then again, like, now I'm ranting because I love this stuff.
Yeah,
But when
yeah,
you
I know.
have multiple new week opening gaps, new day opening gaps, first presentation fair value gaps, even close to
Yeah,
each other, then it's like, oh, we're probably just going to stick to this.
yeah.
So I'm the same
And
way. They're so useful. Yeah.
yeah, and one lesson I learned like the hard way, I think,
Yeah.
was it last month when the price got stuck in one of these new day opening gaps, new
Yeah.
week opening gaps, and
Yeah.
stayed there for like 2, 3 days.
Yeah.
Those days were like brutal, to be
Brutal.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like uh, so I decided like this is in my textbook right now. If
Yeah.
the price is stuck in new day opening gaps or new week opening gaps, just don't trade
Yes.
because you
Yes.
can get like a drawn liquidity or like you can get a setup, but like I don't know what happens to the price when it gets stuck there. Like
Right.
some setups just don't work.
Right.
So yeah, like
Right.
I'm starting to like put my textbook you know
Hmm.
every now and then. Like my rules are like evolving.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's good,
but
and it comes with experience. Like as you see, for the most part, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't take this long, regardless of model, regardless of pedia rate, if we're stuck in this huge new week opening gap, right?
yep,
Um, and again, like they're so useful for so many ways. Like the classic, what I love and what's like the cleanest thing, if I had to, besides the roadblock, like Friday, yesterday was literally all right, I keep saying Friday, was it? No, it was yesterday. It's Monday. My days are all messed up
yeah,
because of the holiday. Um,
yeah,
Yesterday was the clearest example of a roadblock. But when you see, like, when you're entering a New York session and you see, let's say, a new day opening gap up here and London high right below that, that
yeah,
is like the bread and butter. Don't overthink my bias. Don't overthink your bias. It's going to go
yeah,
up there. Just wait for the setup. It's
exactly.
and it's
Yeah,
super simple.
and like so at the beginning of me for like learning ICT, I couldn't like get SMTs.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like really respect it, to be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
until I saw you
Hmm.
like he utilize it a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm using the SMT, especially session SMTs.
Nice.
Um, like they're insane. And whenever like let's say I'm in an NQ long, all right,
Yeah.
and whenever I see ES ticks the high, I will close that trade right away.
Smart. Smart. Yeah.
Every time I would do that, even
Right.
though like sometimes it like catches up and goes all the way, but
Yeah.
like because I've seen so many trades, like I get break even just because of
Yes.
SMTs.
A
Yeah,
hundred percent. 100%. And it's honestly like it's more responsible to take that trade when ES forms that SMT than to
yeah,
just like hold on. Usually it'll be like an extra 10 points. And it's like, all right, why am I holding on and being greedy for this extra 10 points? And
yeah,
like you mentioned, like if my bias is bullish, long story short, like not every SMT is significant and calls for a reversal, of course, but it's just a good rule of thumb, like you mentioned, to be able to say, okay, if ES gets here first, I'm going to take it off just in case. And I don't need
yep,
this. I don't even need NASDAQ to get all the way there to, this be part of my system, book down as a win, pay the trader, be profitable, etc. You know?
yeah, exactly. And like as you said, like you don't have to get all the points like
Right.
you projected like before the trade just to be
Yeah.
profitable.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
sometimes you would cut it like halfway and just be happy with it.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Now, I like something you said there with SMTs, how they first didn't make sense, but then now you're using session SMTs kind of for reversals when they do make sense. I
Yeah.
think not only SMTs, but everything in trading in general, but all of ICT concepts, everything has to have like some sort of hierarchy to where like an SMT is so powerful when, for lack of, for long story short, when everything's in motion and, we
Yeah.
swept all the liquidity we need to sweep, we don't have equal lows below, then it's so powerful. But again, the hard part is that people just see that SMT on the 1 minute with no other narrative and assume it's
Yeah.
going to reverse. And then they
Yeah.
try to do that day in, day out throughout the entirety of a trading session. And then they don't believe it works. They believe trading in ICT's bullshit. They believe
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
And even if like, I mean, I trade on the 1 minute chart. We spend so much time in a day. Think about how many fake, silver bullet setups there are, or fair value gaps that fail, or SMTs that fail. But it's because they don't know how to filter it out, right?
Yep. Not every inversion works, not every
Right.
sweep works, and yeah, like
Right.
you have to have a narrative. But
Hmm.
for me, like I have to be honest with this,
Yeah.
and I'm still like developing myself with that in that
Yeah.
portion, like my daily bias.
Yeah.
I don't really have a daily bias.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's okay or not. I mean, it's working for me so far, but
Yep. And no, I
Sometimes,
think that's fine. I think that's fine because a lot of people, and even myself, I like to talk about, struggles that I went through to try to clear out all the nonsense whenever I talk to people. Even like when you get into trading and you hear about daily bias, I feel like the trading industry and trading social media, it's like some big monster in the woods. That's like some big battle that we need to win. Like every single day, it's the most difficult thing, which it can be, but like you mentioned, like if you can just find that moment in an intraday session where there's a super clear draw, equal highs, or high of day on a bullish trending morning, short of a new week opening gap, that
yeah,
is all you need. You don't have to jump through all these loopholes to get your daily bias.
exactly. So my theory for that, like, how many, like, if you look at today's market, you
Yeah.
can find like maybe five short setups and
Yeah.
five long setups, and they all work. But
Right. Right.
like, I mean, the price is going up, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's daily bias should be up.
Right.
But it doesn't matter if you caught the short, you're good. If you caught the long, you're good.
Yeah.
So that's my thinking about daily bias and how, because I've seen so many people out of my friends, like they struggle with their trades because they tunnel vision on their daily bias. Like,
Yes.
it's going up, it's going up, it's going up,
Right.
and they keep taking longs and the price is dropping.
Right.
So yeah,
Right. And again, like I think it also, I mean, we'll do top down analysis. I'll do top down analysis and still try to, of course, say like, okay, today looks like I want to be a buyer. Today looks like I want to be a seller, or today looks like I want to sit on my hands. Now,
yep,
of course, like if today looks like the most likely scenario is that it's going to be a bullish day, then I'll prefer to take longs until proven otherwise. But having that, like, you don't want to marry a daily bias because
exactly.
when
That's
I
what I
would
meant.
exactly when I would marry those daily biases, let's say I was bullish and price drops down to 930, I'm like, okay, it has to go up. I'm taking this long inversion. Boom, stopped out. Okay, that's the bottom. I'm taking the next one, and then it just bleeds, and you're only focused on that, and you're completely weeding out the other aspect of the directional bias, and then you impose
Yep.
your will. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. I
and
mean,
good.
like, eh, trading is such a puzzle.
Yeah,
When someone asks me, like, someone who doesn't know anything about trading or
yeah,
like looking at charts, I
yeah,
tell them, like, trading is a puzzle. Like, you
yeah.
put all these clues together and you come out with the solution.
Right.
And so that's ICT, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
you just put some the like of the clues on the chart, like a sweep, an
yeah.
inversion, timing, and all that, a draw, and you get your setup.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think like through experience and through the trial and error and watching all the ICT videos and trying to apply everything, you realize that, like you said, you only need the few essential pieces that make sense to you, right? Essential pieces that make sense to me are completely different for someone else probably out there. But it's
Yep.
just about streamlining the least amount of moving parts to, like you said, find those clues, put the pieces of the puzzle together. And honestly, as we go through trading and get more experience, see failed setups, see good setups, watch price action in general, I feel like you come down to the conclusion where it's like, okay, what's does this trade or this move logically make sense? And it's really just about stacking confluence. Like, oh, my bias is bullish. We have London high, Asia high, new week opening gap up here. That logically makes sense. Okay, well, we sweep lows and we have clear manipulation. Does this make sense for a logical turning point? In other words, the inception, the creation of a long setup. Yes,
Yep.
it's really just about that perspective instead of which one of the 81 PD arrays do I need to use now?
Yeah. Exactly.
Um,
Um,
so again, one thing I wanted to ask you was relative to trade management and kind of just your expectations. If you have like a set average point range that you kind of try to lock in, if you don't, it's fine. But I always like to ask people about this.
I mean, like, can you clarify your question? I
Yeah,
don't get it.
like so, are the majority of your wins like 20 points,
Oh
40
no,
points,
I'm a 10 point guy. Like,
10
give me
point, yeah,
10
bread and
points.
butter?
Yeah, yeah, 10
Okay.
points and I'm out. Just
Yep.
give me 10 points.
And what a lot of people don't understand now is if you can take those conservative wins and those conservative point ranges, especially with a lot of these prop firms, you can really stack those winning days that you need to fit into each firm's rules. And I feel like you've
Yeah.
probably found that. And again, I mean, have you gone through? I know I did. I used to try to get a huge range and try to hold wicked long moves, and it's just way more difficult mentally. Do you feel like it's easier mentally to just get your quick point, get your quick move, and get out?
Yeah. So one of like my mistakes that
Yeah,
like I learned.
yeah,
So when you're in a challenge,
yeah.
like the challenge account, you would want to like get like as much point as you want, right?
Right, right.
So you can pass faster. But
Yeah,
I learned it the hard way. Like by doing that, like you're just like developing this bad habit into your
right,
system. So when you
right.
go into like the funded account, you would still you would tell yourself like I did it yesterday with the challenge, you know. Let
Yeah,
me hold it a little bit longer. Let me hold
right,
it for like more, and you get greedy and you do
right.
all these like butterfly effect going all your
Yeah,
through your system, and you just lose
right,
money.
right.
So sticking to like a range, I think, is like the way to go.
Yes, I agree. And again, even just like with the, I like to say the gamification of prop firms, like they try to make it a game. Think like any Call of Duty or whatever these games are that you can respawn once you die.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can just reset your account. So it's like if you take one normal loss, let's say $200, right? It's just a losing trade. It was a valid setup, but you can't win them all. It was a losing trade. Then, especially in like the eval phase, I feel like most people are like, I might as well just try to over leverage to get this back because it's just an eval. I can always find a reset. And
Yeah.
then typically that doesn't go well. But even if it does, like you mentioned, they're just building a bad habit that when they do get lucky and get that funded account, they're it's just a ticking time bomb until they give it back anyways. And they're more likely to have one of those days where you just tilt, say, F it, say, screw it. I'm going to just go all in because if not, I'll just over leverage and get a new one, you know?
Yep. So I think everyone knows this. Like trading can turn into gambling really
Yeah.
fast.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like there's a
Really
thin line
fast.
between there's a thin line between gambling and trading.
Right.
So don't get there. I mean,
Right. Right.
like lately I've been like thinking of going to like a live account, my own
Yep.
live account. So that's my goal for like next year.
Cool.
So I'm treating my funded accounts as my own account
Yes. Good
because
job.
because like at some point I want to like go full time trading.
Right.
I mean, it's like the goal in my
Yes.
next few years. I don't know when it's gonna
Yeah.
happen, but it's something that like I really want to do because I don't like do trading just for the money.
Yeah.
I enjoy trading. Like
Right. I'm the
I
same
like
way.
it. Yeah, I like it. Like there's
Right.
nothing like trading. Like there is nothing, no job in the world that
Right.
can give you as much money as trading
Right.
with like so little time, you know?
Literally. And especially like we mentioned it throughout this call here today. Less screen time as you gain more experience, you realize you need less screen time. And like you mentioned there, like the upside is literally infinite
Infinite,
and
yeah.
you can do it in not a lot of time, you know, as long as you know what you're looking for, as long as you really know your system. But I love to hear what you just mentioned about a live account because prop firms in general are great for honestly the majority of people coming into trading who lack the capital. And you can really, if you understand the game, obviously with the rules and whatnot, get consistent payouts. But
Yep,
if you can understand that and then at the same time also do your best to build those good habits that you're building, not over trading, not getting greedy, taking conservative profits on, singular independent trades, that's
yep,
going to be so beneficial for when you specifically and if other traders decide to get into a live account, which honestly should be the ultimate goal longer term, that is going to be so much more beneficial because A, it's just going to be natural with how you perform and how you manage a trade, the amount and the type of trade you take, but also like getting used to the psychological aspect of it. Like when you go to a live account, you can't buy an account reset. you know,
exactly.
you
Yeah,
can't buy
it's
an
your own
account
money.
reset,
Yeah,
and it's your own money, and it's all that can be like a lot of pressure for people. I feel like, but I love to hear that because I feel like to get these consistent payouts, you have to not self sabotage. Like you mentioned, you have to follow that 2 loss per day rule. You have to follow those rules.
Yep. I mean, like it hasn't been easy. I
Yeah.
mean, like I've had my ups and downs, but like I mean, trading is just a test for those who want to to do it. If you want to do it, just stick to it.
Right.
Give it time. It's gonna take some time. It's not gonna be easy, but eventually, if you really want to do it, you're gonna have to put a lot of time,
Yeah.
a lot of self-discipline, a lot of like work with your mentality,
Yeah.
and eventually you will get there.
Right. So you would say, I know we've touched on it the majority of this call, but you would say that's the biggest thing that led to your success.
Yeah.
Mental.
Mental.
Yeah.
It's a mental game. Like I'm not perfect yet. Like I lose
Yeah.
accounts sometimes. Like I would get
Right.
two payouts on the account and then I would lose it. I'm
Right.
not perfect, but at least like I'm getting those payouts. I'm making more money. Like I would spend like $80 and I would
Yeah.
make $1,200
You're
on the
right.
account, or like
Right.
2,100.
Yeah.
Like whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm on a plus.
Right. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And again, like all traders, I came to this realization. It sounds like you did as well. You realize that it's just you versus you, as we always say, and winning the in between, winning those small battles where every piece of our mind, every piece of our body wants to revenge trade, and we're pissed that that last setup didn't work. Being able to literally just control yourself in those moments and remove yourself from those situations is it cannot be overstated. That's literally the key to success, you know?
Yep.
So again, man, I mean, I appreciate you hopping on for a call. It's always good
Yep.
to hear people's stories. It's funny
Yeah,
how,
man.
you know, most traders who go from their beginning when I ask them about their journey to the end, it's all pretty similar how we all kind of had to jump through the loop of all these random stochastics, volume
Yeah.
profile, all these things. And then
Yep.
again, you come to the realization that technically, of course, you need just a few moving things in the way that you reprice and then to just not tilt. You know, it's
Yep.
it's super interesting to see that.
Yep. And I mean, as I said before, I've learned a lot of things from you.
Love to hear
So
that, man.
I appreciate your work. Like
Love to hear that.
like the humbleness you have
Mm-hmm.
and the way you're like responding to everyone in the group
Mm-hmm.
and to your DMs, like when we ask any questions or that,
Right. Yeah, I appreciate it,
thanks,
man.
man. Like
I
because
appreciate
like
it,
I've been in other groups. I'm telling you,
yeah,
no one does it the way you do.
right.
So
I appreciate it,
thanks,
man.
man.
I
Yep.
appreciate it, but still, just to say one more thing, like to wrap it up, it's still you versus you. Like you can learn the exact A+ setup. Like I could go through on a call right now on my YouTube or with the group, whatever, and go through 100 A+ macro power 3 setups, right? That's the easy part. But then when you are by yourself trying to trade and you take that one little loss that feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders and you want to revenge
Yeah.
trade, I can't sit there. No one can sit there and say, okay, time for you to close your laptop. Don't rage, don't tilt, whatever. So
Yeah.
that's all you, because then again, it's not only like removing yourself from that situation, the switch that goes off in that successful trader's mind is, okay, I'm not focused on this and I am focused on the next setup, because an A+ setup is right around the corner. So there's no point in crashing out. So I mean, again, like technically and even like the type of trades I take and whatnot, I can talk about that all day, but like you're the one that's putting the work in and even going through your journey, let alone those battles you win. But what, 7 years ago you said you got into trading?
From 2017. So
Yes,
like
8 years.
8 years. Yeah.
So like
eight
even
years,
then,
and I'm slowly getting profitable.
right. But the
You know,
interesting thing is that you can struggle and have, ups and downs, peaks and valleys through 4, 5, 6 years. And then you
exactly.
can make all that back way more than you thought you would in like 6 months, which is like the crazy thing about trading, you know?
Yep.
So,
That's a game. Yeah.
yeah.
Like
So,
as
so
you
again,
said,
man,
like
I appreciate you coming on. It's always a
Yeah, no
pleasure.
worries, man.
Keep getting
I
those payouts, staying disciplined. And yeah,
Yeah, hopefully I'll post a new payout maybe tomorrow or the day
oh,
after. Maybe.
wonderful.
I'm very close to one.
Awesome. Keep it up. Stay disciplined. Just
Yeah.
take the market for what it is, as we say.